While attacking or while defending, you need to be always on point. But how to do it? The best camera and controller settings are mandatory here. Therefore, we are heading into the first section, attack. The first thing you notice is that my dash button is on R1, not as the default setting on R2. For me, it just lays better in my hands and in my finger. Cursor changes on L1, special controls is on R2, so R1 and R2 are changed compared to the default one, and my finesse dribble is on L2. Through ball, triangle, shoot, square, lofted pass on circle, and low pass on X. So this is the old school Pro Evolution Soccer settings, and I'm using them in eFootball 2025. Next, I'm gonna show you my defense settings. Same again, dash on R1, cursor change on L1, and now it's becoming a little different than the default one again. Match up on R2. It's again because I can get it faster with my middle finger instead of the default settings. Shoulder charges on L2, goalkeeper runs toward the ball is triangle, call for pressure is square, sliding tackle is on circle, and pressure is on X. So again, typical old school controller settings. Probably the most important controller part are the detail settings. Wrong adjustments here and you can mess up your whole gameplay. For the smart assist, of course, you let it deactivate. Cursor change is on semi-assist. I see lots of people who are playing with a semi-auto, but this is nothing which I'm recommending you, because you can see that player switches will be performed automatically in limited instances. You can also perform player switches manually. And the difference to semi-assist is that when attacking, the cursor change will be automatically, and when defending, it is generally switched manually. And this is what we want. When we attack, let's say we are giving a pass, you don't want to switch to the player, you know? He should be selected automatically. And when we're defending, it's the opposite. We don't want the player getting switched back and forth, even that we don't want it. So the AI is doing that for us. We don't want that. We want to switch it generally manually. I like to play with the cursor type, the player name on it. You can activate it here. You can play with off, deactivated, or with the controller number, or with the online ID or username. But as I said, I like to see the player name, that I always know which player I'm currently using. 90% or 95% of the time I already know, but sometimes, especially when you're going for new players, you don't always instantly identify the player who it is, so the player name gives you the help here. My manual cursor change type is player oriented. I'm switching back and forth here between ball oriented and player oriented. It's just like the definition is saying, the base point which is targeted, the player which you control, or the ball. The next one is a very crucial one, the manual pass level. Which pass assist are you using? This is one of my most asked questions. For me, I go the best right now with level 2. It's the best balance between being manual, which would be level 3 or level 4, which is full manual, or level 1, which is fully assisted. Level 2 gives me a good freedom. But when I see the game is very delayed, very heavy, and nothing is working, I switch to level 1, that the AI is getting in control and corrects my wrong passes due to the delay of my response time. The next one is the tackle type, and here I'm going for the shoulder charge instead of the standing tackle, that we can always go for shoulder tackling, shoulder charges. My shot type is basic. The sharp touch type is pressing twice instead of pressing once. Then there's the direction guide. This is the circle under the players, guys, with a little arrow that you can see where you are aiming. Often I activate it in the last times because I want to show you in which direction I'm going for. But me, for myself, I'm not a big fan of it, so I would deactivate it. The next player indicator, very important, guys. This plays an indicator above the head of the player you will switch to controlling. This is very helpful in situations where you see the indicator and you know when you press now L1, you want to change the player, you will get this player. But additionally, there's also another aspect. So when you go for the CPU pressure, call for pressure button, the player with the next player indicator on his head will attack. So you also know which player is going to attack when you go for the AI pressure. So this is a very useful function. Next one is the target guide. This plays indicators for potential players to switch to when using off the ball controls. It's the white green arrow under the players when you're going for the manual switches with the right analog stick. Not super important. I played on, but I'm using it just to showcase also in my streams where I'm going to switch my players to, so that you have a better view and better understanding of my player switches. Positioning guide, online co-op matches. Yeah, if you play on co-op matches, go for on, but it's not very important for us, especially not in 1 versus 1s. The feint command type is on easy instead of here manual, which I would recommend to the majority of the community. I also do it. Most of the pro players are doing it like that. So if you go on full manual, you need to make very different inputs to make the skills, and this will cost you lots of time. So this on easy is the best solution. But there's another question which I'm getting frequently asked. How do I hold my controller in my hands while I'm playing? I am showing you this now for the first time ever. This is from your view, from your perspective. My index fingers are here on R1 and L1. My thumbs are on the analog sticks. And when I need the back buttons, I usually go for my middle finger to use them. You know, shoulder charge or the special control finesse button. And this is how it looks like from this point of view, guys. When I run like this, here, switching the players, going for R1. Sometimes I use also my index finger to go for the back buttons R1 and R2, especially when I have lots of time and I don't need to make it very fast. And for passing, shooting, etc., I'm using always my thumb only, nothing else, like this. And this is how it looks like when I hold my controller from the back. And also for the better overview, I show you how it looks like when you look from my point of view, from my perspective, onto the controller. For me, it feels smooth. For me, it feels good. I can reach every button in no time. So yeah, in my opinion, this is very comfortable and also effective at the same time. The right view on the pitch is very important. Therefore, I'm giving you the best camera settings now. You shouldn't be too close because you won't see enough of the pitch. You shouldn't be too far because you won't see enough details, especially while dribbling or in duels. So a balance between both views is optimal. Here, I opt for the custom camera view. Setting the zoom on 0, the height on 10, and the angle on 0 will give you the balanced view, which I mentioned. With this camera view, with this perspective, I meet the best experience in my whole eFootball journey. I also become the first place in the division ranking for a long time, won some private tournaments, and it's just for me the best one, the best balance of all views. So I'm giving you my personal opinion, my personal experience. If you enjoy it, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and I see you in the next video.